All right, let's jump right in. Welcome to this interactive explainer where we're going to distill the frankly overwhelming 2026 AI ecosystem into a practical, no-nonsense blueprint for building your ultimate workflow stack. We'll be looking at dozens of tools in brief today so you can start figuring out exactly what actually belongs in your day-to-day work.
So let me ask you this right off the bat. Are you still just chatting with your AI? Because look, if you're just typing questions into a box and waiting for some text back, you are missing out on the absolute biggest shift of the year. I mean, we are seeing a massive transition from passive chatbots to active, multi-step agentic AI. You're about to see how these systems don't just talk to you, they actually do the work for you.
Here's our agenda for the explainer today. 1. The 2026 AI landscape. 2. Choosing foundational models. 3. Automating with AI agents. 4. Academic and research tools. 5. Productivity and creative tools. And finally, 6. Building your ultimate stack. Okay, part 1. The 2026 AI landscape entering the agentic era. You'll notice how much AI has evolved just by looking at this definition. We've essentially moved from AI just being a brain in a jar to actually giving it a pair of hands that can execute complex tasks. An agent doesn't just hand you a recipe for a cake, right? It practically goes to the store, buys the ingredients, and bakes the whole shebang for you, making smart decisions along the way without you having to click next at every single step. Moving on to section 2, choosing foundation models, the brain of your stack. When you're picking the enterprise leaders for the brain of your operation, you've got 3 distinct choices, depending on what you need and what your budget looks like. GPT 5.4 absolutely dominates ecosystem integration. It's the primary target for most frameworks right now. Then you've got Claude Sonnet 4.6, which really excels at enterprise safety and chewing through massive documents. And Gemini 2.5 Flash? Well, at just 30 cents per million input tokens, it's your high-speed, highly affordable engine for those high-volume tasks. Honestly, most pros are actually using a mix of all 3.
Now, here's a crucial distinction between true open source and open weights. This is a massive point of industry confusion, but you really need to understand it when you're selecting local models. True open source gives you absolutely everything, including the training data. Open weights, on the other hand, which is what most of these models actually are today, give you the trained weights for free, but they keep the underlying recipe, the training data, completely private. 744 billion. That is a staggering number. It's the parameter count for GLM 5.2, which most folks consider the absolute best overall open source model of 2026. But what's really incredible here isn't just the size. It actually manages to run efficiently by only activating 40 billion parameters per token. So you're getting frontier-level reasoning right on your own hardware without melting your GPU.
And check out this number, 2 million. That is Kimi AI's jaw-dropping context window. To put that into perspective, 2 million tokens is roughly 1.5 million words. That means you can take an entire codebase, a massive library of financial reports, or a literal encyclopedia and just drop it straight into the prompt. The AI processes the whole thing at once, and you don't go broke doing it. It's a total game changer. Okay, section 3, automating with AI agents, the hands of your stack. So, if the models we just looked at are the brains, these agents are the hands that actually let your AI do things across all your apps. The trick here is picking the right agent for your technical comfort level. Don't want to touch a single line of code? Zapier has a massive library of 7,000 connectors ready to go. Are you part of an engineering team? Developer-first frameworks like NAN or Mastra are going to give you total control. If you want an AI to autonomously manage your calendar, check out Lindy. Or if you need an AI to literally click around a website for you like a human would, browser automation tools like Bardeen and Skyvern are exactly what you're looking for.
Just watch how agentic coders are completely transforming a developer's workflow. Instead of manually typing out lines of code, you just paste a GitHub issue into a tool like Claude Code or Cursor. The agent then reads the entire 50,000-line code base, writes the fix, runs the tests, and basically hands you a finished pull request in minutes. Your job has literally shifted from typing to just reviewing. How wild is that?
Section 4, academic and research tools, the specialists. Now, when factual accuracy and exact citations are strictly non-negotiable, like if you're in science or law, you absolutely cannot rely on a standard chatbot. Picking the right specialist tool here will save you hours of grueling work. Perplexity gives you verifiable fact-checking where every single claim is tied to a real source. Consensus checks your evidence against a massive corpus of papers. And Elicit, it can literally pull structured data from 50 different paper abstracts and organize it into a neat, exportable grid in minutes. It is saving researchers just countless hours of manual reading.
Actually, a quick word of caution for all the researchers tuning in. Before you even think about submitting a paper to a journal, it is highly recommended to use tools to verify your citations and screen for manuscript risks, especially if AI has touched your draft at all. You really need a rigorous integrity check before the peer review process even begins. Better safe than sorry, right?
Section 5. Productivity and Creative Tools, the Output Generators.
All right, this is where the magic really happens for creators, and honestly, where traditional production budgets go to die. Whether you're using Sora 2 as your personal video director, which can actually maintain character consistency across multiple shots now, or ElevenLabs perfectly cloning voices in 29 different languages, these tools are completely democratizing high-end production. I mean, Suno AI can generate an entire radio-ready song just from a few lyrics you type in.
But you've got to match the tool to your intention. For example, you definitely want to use Midjourney V7 for a highly creative, moody, beautiful hero image for a website, but you should immediately switch over to DALL-E 3 when you need an exact technical diagram with very specific text labels, because DALL-E is going to follow your strict instructions to the letter. It's all about using the right tool for the job.
And finally, Section 6, building your ultimate stack, bringing it together. Well, we've covered a massive amount of ground today, looking at everything from deep code-based refactoring all the way to AI music generation. But here is the blueprint to keep you from getting overwhelmed. The secret isn't learning all 50 of the tools we talked about today. Don't do that. The secret is picking one solid foundation model, pairing it with an automator that fits your technical skill level, and then just adding a few specialists, tailored perfectly to your specific daily job. Boom, that's your stack.
As you start piecing together your own personalized 2026 stack, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Think about your day tomorrow. What tedious, multi-step workflow are you going to confidently delegate to your new digital colleague? Get out there, start building, and let the agents do the heavy lifting for a change. Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and we'll catch you in the next one.